Yo! Welcome to Woman Crush Every Day, where we discuss queer media, especially when it is black and especially when it is woman. I'm your host, Tang B, aka Sean B. Scribe.
And I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Wu.
And today we are going to discuss A Luv Tale, the film.
Yes. But before we get into all that deliciousness, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And so that way, you get all the notifications and the details and know when we drop new awesome videos.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because we typically drop videos on Sunday, but then sometimes we have some bonus stuff
we'll
that
drop a little
comes up.
bonus episode just to keep it spicy.
Yes. And then if we ever do a live interview, you're going to want to know so that you can jump in.
So you got to hit that bell notification. Don't just subscribe, but hit the bell.
Hit the bell. And share with your friends. Welcome them in too.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. So that's the Woman Crush Everyday opening spiel. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get into A Luv Tale, the film.
The film.
So last time, in our last episode, we talked about A Luv Tale, the series, which is on BET Plus, and is starring Sharia Irving and Vanessa Williams and Amber Whittington, aka Amber's Closet, and Rotimi. So like they're big names in this project, and folks to check out. But it's a really, really fun series. But before they made this series, they made this film 20 years ago. Yeah. This was like 1999 that this film came out. This is produced, written, directed by Sidra Smith. Yes. Sister of Tasha Smith, if you know who that is. Actress, director. Yeah. Producer. Fierce black woman out here getting
amazing.
And her sister is fierce as well. So, she made this project. So, if you haven't seen it, we said like there's already a series that's out about it. So this story is kind of the same story. Yeah,
it's like it's the beginning of the series. Mm-hmm. So you get a little bit more depth in this prequel, and then the series kind of answers what continues to happen, but the story is slightly different. Mm-hmm. The stakes are slightly different. Yeah.
So it was funny that, it was cool to see how they did these films, the story told the story two different ways, but super dope. So quick synopsis. So the rundown in this story, we still have Candice and Taylor. Taylor is our photographer, artist, and Candice in this version of the story is a magazine mogul. She runs like an arts magazine with her husband who is never around. And so while he's not around, she goes to step in on a photo shoot one day. This is where she runs into Candice, and they kind of have this instant chemistry. They keep, everything is going good. Everything, beautiful classic love story. But Taylor has been invited to go out to South America, and she invites, and I'm messing these names up. It's always messed up. Taylor, photographer, is invited to South America to do this photo excursion for ever. And she's like, hey, Candice, I want you to come with me. So at first she objects. Eventually she decides she's going to do it. And so Taylor tells this story to her friend, this male friend. And he's like, hey, that's great. Oh my gosh, you found this woman that you love. That's so beautiful. And Taylor's like, you know what? I want you to meet that friend. She goes to introduce her friend Jake to her lover, and surprise, surprise, it's Jake's mom. And that's where the story ends. Yes. So, it's a little bit different from the series. And, if go back and watch where we talk about this series before in the other video. But, yeah, that was how the story turned out.
Yes. So it is beautifully shot. It's shot on film. It looks really good, and there are some stars in there. So we have Gina Rivera, we have Michelle Lamar Richards, but we also have MC Light. Yeah. We have Aja Sanders. We have Tashina Arnold. It was kind of a gem to go back and watch. So let's get into it.
Boom.
What was your favorite moment?
All right. So my favorite moment of this film, I feel like, first, it was just the classic sapphic moment of the kiss between Taylor and Candice. They paced it very differently in this film, so we kind of had to like work up to this love moment.
Yeah, the wait for it. It's like all the like waiting. Yeah, will it happen?
Yeah, all of that. They really kept the bait going on this one, but that was a beautiful moment. I also absolutely loved the opening of this film. So there's this shot where Candice is painting her nails, and it's like this clear coat. She has red nails, but she's putting this clear coat on top, and I was just sucked in immediately. I'm like, I love this black woman, this femme black woman in the 90s, like, and just to know that this story is going gay. Like, any moment now, this story is going gay. And it was just, I don't know, I loved it. I love that it was on film, too. I feel like that really added that, that texture.
Yeah, to that drip. That, like, one drip coming off the brush.
They're so nasty. That was like beautiful. Subliminally nasty, but I see where y'all going with that. Nice shot. Nice shot, Sidra.
So beautifully done.
All right, your favorite moment.
My favorite moment was right before the kiss, where Candice and Taylor are sitting in front of the fire. I think they're at Taylor's spot. And Taylor is like to Candice, like, I want to comb your hair. And I'm like, comb what? Your hair. Okay, that's very personal. And so Candice like goes, sits between her legs. So I was like, Then she like takes her hair out of the ponytail and like has to shake it out. And then Taylor starts combing the hair out and combing. I was like, there's the fire going. It's like the glow, the low lighting. They have some wine. Like, it's just so precious, so cute, so tantalizing. It was beautiful. That was the moment. Yeah.
Dope. I feel like it came to me, the scene where Aklia, MC Light's character.
Yeah.
So she and, like in the series, Taylor and Aklia are best friends, but in the film version, there's this moment where Aklia is talking to some other friends that she has about Candice and Taylor's situation, and she doesn't want her to go. She doesn't want Taylor to go. She's just like, this whole situation is just going entirely too fast. But Tashina Arnold at this table and this other friend, Ruth, or Wendy, or Ruth and Wendy were their names. They have this whole moment where they are just kind of like, not necessarily talking trash, but they are revealing that they have these girl crushes
but on each other. They're like accusing each other of these girl crushes.
Yeah, accusing each other of having these girl crushes. So that whole conversation actually is like an honorable mention on a favorite scene too.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Really it reminded me of when in 20s on that series when we have Nia and Marie reading Hattie's script and like swearing that it's about them, like they are the love interest, right? And I just think that's so funny.
Totally.
It's also annoying. Girls, it's annoying.
They stay thinking it's about them
because they made that whole scene about them when, like, Aklia was really in distress. Like, what am I gonna do about my friend? How do I address this? Like, I'm worried. And then they're all like, well, you girl, you the one who be having crushes on girls. Now you be having crushes on girls. I heard you had a crush on Aklia. She's like, okay, when is this gonna be about me?
Right.
And not about me in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great.
Yeah, good scene. All right, so woman crush.
My woman crush is definitely Taylor.
Okay.
Taylor looks great. She's so soft and so warm. She's not fazed by anyone. She's like, I have my goals. I have my dreams. That's what I'm going to do. And yeah, she's great. She's great in this. And she's so smooth with it. Like I just said.
Totally.
I'm going to comb your hair. I want to comb your hair. She's giving out massages. She's like, I'm going to create an experience. Every time you're with me, I'm going to create an experience, whether I'm at my job taking photographs, whether I'm sitting at the bar and this model girl is tripping. Like,
Right.
I'm still going to maintain my cool, make this a cool moment, and make you feel seen.
Yeah. Yeah, Taylor's energy in both of the film and the series is just so confident.
Yeah.
Like, she just knows she's dope. And that adds so much to her sexiness.
She's so sexy. Okay. Who's your...
My woman crush is Tashina Arnold. I mean, kind of a little left field because, you know, the story is not about them. But, you know, she's kind of been like a little woman crush for a minute now. You know what I mean? From Martin days. I'm like, so to see her talking about, you know, like hinting at these woman crushes and all of that stuff. Yeah. And just looking cute as ever. And all of that. I'm like, definitely a woman crush. And I think she like helped produce it. She may have helped produce this with
Sidra Smith.
With Tisha Campbell Martin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, awesome.
I think she was a part of helping to produce this. So just throwing that out there too. But yeah, my woman crush is Tashina Arnold.
Okay, and I have to give an honorable mention to MC Light with the Nubian knots and the 90s like
totally
look,
had
like
the Bantu knots
killed it. I loved it.
That was great.
Yeah. It was great.
Dope.
Okay, so what can stay, what can go?
All right, so what can stay? I have to give it to just the beautiful sapphic love story. I mean, I am here for this old school Black lesbian love, and actually, I mean, I don't want to call it like old school. But you know what I mean?
Like, it was very 90s, yeah.
Yeah. I think
before
for our canon, which, you know, we can get into later, but, like, this is very early in seeing this type of representation on film. And it just, at the time, I don't know, I just thought it was really cute. So, that whole energy of Taylor coming to bring the bottle of wine and... just being with the shits, being progressive, that energy can stay.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah. What can go? I have no resolution on Aklia's feelings for Taylor. Because honestly, now, it wasn't romantic between them.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Aklia cared a whole lot. Like, this her girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She doesn't want her to lose her friend.
Yeah. And that just kind of like, we don't get anything... after that. We get introduced with this story that she cares a whole lot. She doesn't want her to go, but like, she's gonna go. And, you know, the story just kind of like, boop.
Yeah, the story ends with this surprise, and then it's like, we don't get to see their adventure.
Yeah, so I was sad. I didn't need that cliffhanger. I want to know what happens to Aklia, because in this version, it felt very much like Aklia and Taylor might have been a thing in the part 2.
Yeah. Or maybe had been a thing in the past.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. Yeah, it'll be interesting if on the series, Taylor does decide to study abroad and have Candice go with her, and what Aklia would think about that. Mm-hmm. About her friend kind of going off and doing her thing, and what is Aklia doing? You know, is she gonna pursue her music? Okay. What can stay for me is definitely all the sensual, beautiful moments. Definitely love those. You said it. You said it well. What can go is, unfortunately, like the 90s mentality. The 90s mentality. You know, the fact that, you know, Candice knew this is not something that women get to do. What do you mean I'm going to run off? No. This is a big deal. And you know, I think it's beautiful because it represents the time and this movie was made anyway. Like, I grew up in a time where I was like, you don't see Black women kiss.
Period, right?
That's only okay for white women. That's only, permitted in that culture. And black women being together is, if you are a part of that, it is a part of somehow satisfying a male, because that's the position that you put yourself in. So to have this story and to show like this fear about what people may think, but to also show like all of the sensuality and love and conversation and care, even the way that like Taylor cared for Tammy, who was tripping, but she still treated her with care. Like, you were somebody that I've been intimate with and I owe a respect to in some kind of way. So that can stay. But yeah, the 90s mentality can go. And also, if y'all are on a photo shoot, I'm going to need y'all to have tissue on set, because there's a makeup artist on set. So why did she have to sneeze into a scrunchie?
Yeah, that was gross.
I'm like, was that a setup?
I mean, I think it was. She had her hair. Was it a scarf? Was it like a small?
It was like a little
scrunchie.
Yeah.
It looked like a scrunchie.
Giant scrunchie.
What? Why are you doing that?
Ew.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
So I'm like, no, y'all have tissue. Y'all don't have a bathroom. You don't have toilet paper.
The magazine might have been struggling. They had everything.
They have magazines.
But they didn't have.
They have everything.
Y'all have a magazine. Y'all got a magazine. You're right.
She did not need to sneeze into a scrunchie. Right. Oh,
right.
God, blow her nose into it. Oh, okay. Anyway, that could go, but I get it. It started the romance. It was funny.
She was letting her know that she'll be nasty with her, for her. She'll just get nasty with her.
And they did.
Actually, I don't want to think about that with movies,
no,
it's not.
No.
All right, so I'm going to shift gears.
Yes.
I'm going to shift my own gears there. So, queer canon, where does this fit in the queer canon?
I mean, again, it still blows my mind when we get to have queer black creators telling queer stories, and to have that in like 2021 was amazing, but then to say that this was already happening in 1999, even more amazing. And we know that we had the Watermelon Woman before that, and there were other movies, but this was still a rare thing. And to have these just like beautiful black sensuality together, it was amazing. I didn't know about this movie. I was like living black love through An Incredible Story of Two Girls in Love, and like trying to just find like blackness within these white stories. And this is just, it was beautifully told. It was beautifully shot. It was intriguing, and I wanted more story at the end. And I think that's hugely successful.
Yeah, I think about when the first time I saw black women in love on film, and I think about maybe like Set It Off.
Yeah.
And I think Set It Off came out a little bit before this film. I feel like Set It Off maybe was like 95, 96. But that story was not about lesbian love. No. And I also feel like we really didn't have the opportunity to go into. Like kind of. We got that there was like a love, Cleo, Queen Latifah's character. We could tell that there was definitely love there, but no.
Yeah.
No, this was really like, let's show some real care. Let's show some real affection. Let's spend time with that. It's a love tale.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Like,
yeah.
I mean, so I just I think it's dope to have a feature length at this time. That's where it fits. It fits in like early stories of black women on film in love. Yeah. And that's the point.
And it's about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like what The Color Purple should have been.
So yeah, I think about that. And I do feel like I love the portrayal of the friend in 1999, because I feel like I didn't, and I'm talking Jake. To me, that didn't seem like a guy's character, or like that could be a thing at that time. I mean, I was also a child at this point, but and you know, I didn't see this film until I'm not way after being a child. So yeah, just to have this dude who's like, hey, you found a woman, y'all about to go to South America. Oh man, that's just so dope. Like, shout out this supportive dude friend who wasn't being a total creepster. So thanks for like, just even writing that character. Yeah. Even though it was his mom. Sorry. Oops.
Yeah. But he was like way better than, I mean, I guess the character in the series of Jake was also, you know.
But I feel like that's, you can do that in 2021. Yeah. Like, I mean, you know, I don't think that's so crazy, but I feel like that was a little wild.
I think that's why they had to add the layer of like deepening how in love Jake was with Taylor for the series to add this like other stake on top of it, because 2021 audience would be like, well, if he's not down with them being together, like, he's a jerk. Like, you know, canceled. Friendship over.
Yeah. So queer canon.
Yeah. Yeah, which one do you have a preference of, the series versus the film, or different appreciations?
I feel like I will say different appreciations. I think I like the series more in that we kind of go a little bit deeper with like Aklia's character. The way that we build up to the story, or Jake finding out that it's his mom, is set up differently. You know, I like the fact that it happens a lot earlier. Yeah. And let that burn out through the story. So I thought that was cool. But then, I just love in watching the film, I'm like, this is fire. Yeah. Like, this is really cool. So it's tough to say. Yeah. What about you?
Oh man, it is really tough because I really love the film. I love the slowness of the film. I love how we ease into the story. I love their moments together. I love seeing them at work. And then seeing their moments together alone. And so I love that we get to really spend time and really watching them fall in love. Whereas in the series, I feel like they have a little conversation, but then like they're sleeping together. It's very much like, you know, you went out, met a baddie, and was like, "Yup, let's try it out." And so the getting to know each other, the courting that they do a little bit in the film is an intriguing storyline. But then I love that the series, you know, it gives me what I always want. If you introduce me to a character and I'm intrigued by their story, I want to stay with them for a little bit. So I love that the series really gets to take us a little bit deeper into their lives, and that Aklia gets more of her own storyline.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right, so tell us what y'all think. You know, what were your favorite moments? How did you think about the film versus the series? Yeah. Who was your woman crush? Because there are plenty of wonderful people to choose from, doing all sorts of wonderful things. So yeah, let us know. And where does this fit in the queer canon to you?
Absolutely.
All right,
y'all.
Next time. Peace.